Hey, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So, guys, we're actually going to break down something that I haven't even thought about breaking down for you guys, which is pretty simple, but at the end of the day, it's really important, and I'm sure a lot of you guys out there are probably running the wrong perks in Warzone, and it's super important because I said it was easy just a second ago, but I found one that I wasn't running, and I was like, I totally should have been running this whole time, and I changed it literally last week. And I've got a little more time in with it, and I was like, all right, this is a must change. People need to know this, because if you're like me and you've just been running the same perk since the beginning of Warzone, there's kind of an issue. And I'm going to break that down for you guys right now. Oh, if you guys are new around here, we're almost to 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you are pressing that subscribe button, like the videos, and comment below, guys, what you guys are running for your perks or whatever you guys want me to reply to, because I reply to all my comments on my YouTube channel. So let's jump into it. Alrighty, guys, so we're gonna break down these perks by going through perk 1, perk 2, and then perk 3. So I'm just gonna tell you guys which perks I think are the best in perk 1, 2, and 3, and kind of tell you which ones you can switch off and use. The big one is perk 2, but perk 1's pretty simple here. EOD, if you guys haven't done it, take reduced damage from non-kill streaks, explosives, and fire. So essentially, you got a grenade and it hits you, pretty much don't die from it. You'll see a little hit marker that shows like the EOD symbol, and if you've seen that before and you're like, why didn't this guy die? It's because they have EOD on. EOD is probably the only one I would run in this day of Warzone. Back in the day, Cold-Blooded was really strong, guys, and that's because the thermal scope was really strong, and they've nerfed that over time. No one's really using thermal scopes anymore, so I wouldn't even say use that at all. Other than that, I don't think any of these other ones are worth using at all. The EOD is just going to be your go-to for Warzone because there's just so many explosives that can happen. And say your car blows up even. There's times where you kill someone and their car blows up and you're like, how didn't the guy was driving it but they're alive? It's because they have EOD. EOD is very strong in Warzone and definitely the perk you want to run in perk 1. For perk 2, this is where it gets a little tricky, guys, because this is the best perk by far in Call of Duty this year, especially in Warzone. There's a lot of things you can do different here at different parts of the game. So I'm going to break it down for you. Restock is very high level. If you are a high level aggressive player, restock is huge for you. If you guys don't know what it is, Warzone, it recharges equipment over 50 seconds. So if you ever wonder why you're fighting someone and they might get 2 stuns in like a really long gunfight, it's because they run restock, and it's definitely a high level thing. I am personally a heartbeat player, so I don't run restock a ton, but if you look at almost every high level player, they run this from time to time. And I have a couple restock classes out there I am working into my gameplay right now. It's super high level though, so if you want to be more comfortable and just run that heartbeat, restock is really good for that last circle, like that fifth loadout that drops. If you can take a restock in that one, that's actually huge, because at that point your heartbeat sensor probably is useless for you, because you're either going to see the person or they're going to kill you first. So definitely really good. Obviously overkill. If you guys don't know what overkill is, you can carry 2 primary weapons. That's how, if you see in my videos, I always have an AR and a submachine gun. I take this in my first loadout every single time, no matter what. Gotta have that submachine gun, gotta have that AR, or submachine gun and sniper. You guys get it. Definitely very important to use. First loadout, 100% of the time, you should be taking this. And then the other huge one is, guys, that second loadout that you get on the map. So ideally, you buy your first loadout. You get the second one that falls from the sky, Ghost. It's an absolute must, guys. If you guys want to know why people know where you're on the map all the time, it's because you're not using Ghost. Undetectable by UAVs, radar drones, and heartbeat sensors. So literally, it makes you invisible on the map. So I don't know why you wouldn't run this at some point. It's always my goal. If I don't have this on, I kind of feel naked. Like you're out in the wild, just like showing everything off. So I would definitely run Ghost on that second loadout if you can get it. It's not a must. Some people actually prefer not to run it because they're like, I want people to know where I'm at. And those people are kind of psychos, but Ghost is definitely a very good one. Very highly recommend. I even know people that take it in the first loadout sometimes. So must get Ghost as soon as possible. Let's go on to perk 3. So perk 3, guys, this is where I have been making mistakes. Big mistakes. This is another one that it's not as important as perk 2 in my opinion, but there's a few different ones here that are very solid, and you could be missing out on it like I was. So when Warzone first came out, everyone ran tune-up because it was like a huge deal. Everyone was basically running RPGs with amped, but everyone was kind of like, there's a lot of people getting revived all the time. People weren't finishing kills as much as everyone came from like Fortnite. And right here, the revive time is 25% faster in Warzone, and it reduces the charge of field upgrades by 40%, which is completely irrelevant in Warzone, but that revive time, 25% faster, is pretty important. Almost everyone was running that at the beginning of Warzone because there was just a lot of people. The RPG meta, there was a lot of people getting knocked, but they wouldn't full kill you. So now, as the game has gone on, you almost full kill everyone you see in Warzone because they might have self-revive. That's everyone's fear. Everyone has self-revive. So at this point in the game, I don't really think you need tune-up. I think it's kind of pointless at this point. And I've been running it up until last week. And I was like, I can't believe I made this mistake. This is actually a huge mistake for me, and I'm better than that. So the big one here is amped. I was always wondering how people were switching to their submachine gun so fast, and I was like, there's got to be a perk. Amped. So faster weapon swap and rocket launcher reload speed. So everyone pretty much only used this one back in the day to switch to the rocket and reload the rocket faster. And everyone other than that was running tune-up. Now everyone's running amp because everyone is running overkill with submachine guns, and it's been like this for a few, probably 3 seasons now, and I'm just behind the game, guys. I was super behind the game. You have to jump on the train on this one. It is definitely the best third perk in my opinion, but there's one other option here, guys. Tracker. So if you ever run in a building and someone just like completely chases you down, Tracker, if you guys have seen it on kill cams, it's literally your feet are red and you're running through a building, and it like shows people, like it literally says enemies leave behind a footprint trail. See markers at the enemy death locations and hide the death markers of enemies that kill you. So basically you're literally hunting people. And I have one guy that I play with, Nick. He runs this on almost all his classes. So we have at least one guy that's running it. It's kind of useful to have that one guy that is running this because there is always like that one sneaky guy. You're like, all right, we killed 3 of them. Where's the 4th guy that just ran away? Tracker's super useful for that. And I would still say amped is better in like a 1v1 situation. So if you're like playing like for yourself in a gunfight, amped is probably going to be your best option. But Tracker is super good for inside of buildings. Super good. So definitely mess around with both of these. I would probably leave out tune-up for the time being because that's just not as important anymore. But that's going to be it for the perk discussion today, guys. So my favorite combo is right here. EOD, overkill, and amped. Those are my go-to almost every time. And then when I get to late game, I grab my fully loaded. I grab EOD, ghost, and amped. So very, very important, guys. So essentially, I would like to grab the kilo with this one first with the EOD, overkill, and amped. And then on the second loadout, ideally, you get the ghost one with fully loaded. Good to go. Rest of the game, you're ready to fry. You got all the perks you need. And if you didn't know, your perks reset when you grab a new loadout. So it's not like you get like 6 perks. So, but other than that, guys, I appreciate you guys stopping by today. I really do. Thank you guys so much for the constant support on this channel. I hope I was able to help at least one person out here because I know me. I just left that perk alone for so long, didn't even think about it. It's one of those things where like guns, 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 guns. Perks are kind of important too. So don't forget about your perks, guys. If you guys are new to the channel, another reminder, subscribe, like the video, and comment below what you guys thought, what I could do better on these kind of videos. What's something you guys want to learn about? I'll break it down for you. I'll do the research. Let me know. Let's do it, guys. I appreciate y'all. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and peace out.